APNU AFC Member of Parliament Roysdale Forde, Senior Counsel, during a virtual press conference on Friday alongside Leader of the Opposition Joseph Harmon, alleged that the government of the day has committed several breaches to the Constitution of Guyana, as well as the Fiscal, Management and Accountability Act. The attorney at law is positing that the government is in breach of Article 219 of the Constitution, Section 80B(2) of the Fiscal, Management and Accountability Act, among others. Article 219(3) of the Constitution requires that where at any time Parliament has been dissolved before any provision or any sufficient provision has been made for the carrying on of the Government of Guyana, the Minister responsible for finance may authorize the withdrawal of such sums from the Consolidated Fund, which may be necessary for the purpose of meeting expenditure on the public services until the expiry of a period of 3 months, commencing with the date on which the National Assembly first meets after that dissolution. But a statement of the expenditures so authorized shall as soon as practicable be laid before the Assembly by the Minister responsible for finance or any other minister designated by the President, and when the statement has been approved by the Assembly, that expenditure shall be included under the appropriate heads in the next appropriation bill.
After this breach was pointed out, the PPP belatedly produced a statement of expenditure dated the 24th of September 2020, long after the budget debates were concluded and when most of the budget agencies were already approved in the Committee of Supply in an effort to comply with Article 219(3) of the Constitution.
With regard to the breach of Section 80B(2) of the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act, Mr. Forde posited that at the first sitting of the 12th Parliament, the government, in error, disbursed sums to several constitutional agencies.
1. The submission to the Parliament by the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the budget or budget proposal of the Audit Office of Guyana for the approval and consideration by the National Assembly. Secondly, without first circulating the budget or budget proposal of the constitutional agencies to members of the opposition prior to the first day of September 2020.
The third breach, the attorney highlighted, occurred when government presented consideration of estimates and expenditure for 2020 for budget agencies which were not in existence at the time. The attorney further stated that while the Minister of Governance and Parliamentary Affairs pointed to a notice in the Official Gazette of Guyana, it was not the requisite one.
The PPP, recognizing that there is merit in our objection, sought to remedy the situation by publishing in the Official Gazette an amendment to the schedule of the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act. The purported publication of the amendment in the Official Gazette, dated the 23rd of September 2020, is incapable of curing the defect, namely, the National Assembly purported and did approve budgetary allocations for budget agencies which were not known to law as at the date of the purported approval.
Meanwhile, in speaking to the fourth breach, the opposition Member of Parliament posited, while Local Government Commission is a constitutional authority, the government failed to lay before the National Assembly a constitutional amendment to permit the Commission to be added to the third schedule of the Constitution in order for it to receive its budgetary allocation as a constitutional agency and not as a budget agency.
We call on the PPPC to ensure that there is due compliance with the Constitution and fiscal requirements laid down in the law of Guyana.
Wendell Badrie for the HGP Nightly News.